I'm John Weber for AM Best TV. I'm speaking today to Carlos de la Torre. Carlos is Senior Director, Operations and Business Development for AM Best Latin America. Carlos, so glad you could speak with us today.
Thank you very much for having me around, John.
Carlos, can you talk to us about where you see the best growth opportunity for insurers these days in Latin America?
Well, Latin America as a region is still a developing area. However, there are very mature markets like Mexico, Argentina, and Brazil. In my opinion, I think the biggest opportunity for growth could be Colombia and some of the Central American countries like Guatemala and Honduras.
How about as far as sectors go? Are there any particular sectors where you see opportunity?
Well, the penetration depends because life and health are always a big segment within our countries. However, property and casualty are usually the big lines of business because of the cat element involved in our region.
Now, there was a recent change in administration in Mexico.
Yeah, that is correct.
Talk to us about what impact that could have on insurers.
Well, I think it's early days to tell because the new government going into power in Mexico is on the left wing. However, I really foresee the big insurance companies remaining there because Mexico is one of the biggest countries in Latin America. So it's early to tell, but I think that things will remain the same for now.
What are some of the changes the administration has planned there?
Well, basically, they are changing some of the past politics of the previous parties. For example, there was a $13 billion airport project in Mexico, and that was very well developed, and that was up and running. However, one of the first things this new president did was shutting down that project entirely. So there's still a bit of uncertainty, but we'll see.
What other changes should we look for in Latin America?
Well, attracting foreign investment, I think, is one of the big things. Latin America as a region is growing. There are many elements in the economies and political climate that could attract foreign investment.
Any particular countries where you're seeing changes?
Well, there are some. It depends on what line of business, but Colombia is always a country where a lot of foreign investments coming in and insurance is maturing. Mexico is a very well-established market, and Argentina and Chile are now getting stable now. So I would say those are the options.
Carlos de la Torre, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you very much, John. My pleasure.
And for AM Best TV, I'm John Weber.